Welcome back to Character Select. Dave Savin, back for more Pillars of Eternity. Possibly the last episode, I don't know. I'm honestly surprised.
Possible.
I'm honestly surprised that Durrance has nothing to say.
We've been lied to. Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it in the first place.
Let's see here. Theos is wrong. Most people are fundamentally decent. Knowing the truth can only make them better.
You're right. People will be better off finding direction on their own than following this farce. Besides, the gods haven't exactly done much to prevent us from slaughtering each other. If anything, they've only given us more pretenses for doing so. Seems like that's all they've been doing of late.
Thanks, Ed.
I've also been thinking. There won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the leaden key headless. Perhaps it's best it stays that way.
This is an important choice.
I mean, Theos has technically been heading up the leaden key for 2,000 years then.
Mm-hmm.
So if he dies and it's headless, then it splinters and falls apart.
Or does it?
Well, someone will try to step up, but they won't know the same things that Theos does. They'll only know the rituals and not necessarily the importance behind them.
Mm-hmm. And we can see where those rituals have gotten us, but with the whole, murdering the babies thing.
Right. That's not good. But if somebody else steps in and says, no, we need to radically change everything, then that's not going to likely go very well either. But if it's Aloth, what do you think? Knowing what you know.
Knowing what I know, and also knowing that I want Ed and Aloth to fuck, I'd say agree with him.
Yeah, I agree.
Then let's face Theos. When this is all over, I'll make sure that no one is able to commit his abuses again.
I mean, that was what I was leaning towards anyway. Just because I think that the group would fall apart without his... The group would have fallen apart without his continued leadership for thousands of years. So...
Maybe.
Probably. Wow, it is dark.
It is a little black down here, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we note a rather sharp drop somewhere around here?
Check your map for me real quick. Okay.
Okay.
Carry on. Just wanted to be sure which map we were on. It's been a hot minute since I've been down here.
Why in the hell is Duran still not fucking talking to me? Dickbag.
You need to do something in his dialogue menu to pick it off.
Oh, that was cool.
Time to blow the dust off of this place.
Full of surprises, aren't you?
Look at the size of this place.
Can you do that again? I had something. I missed most of it.
Thanks, Ed. What do you mean I have to do something in his dialogue menu?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some line of questioning you have failed to pursue that will let you advance Durance's quest, but it doesn't really matter if you don't want to dig around with it.
I mean, I think I've kind of pushed him towards questioning his faith, but not necessarily.
Yeah, you just have failed to get quite to the end. Let's see.
Ooh, I'm sorry, did we just pick up Boots of Speed? +3 move speed, never mind. Fucking
all
piece of shit. As long as you don't try to make me remember all the things that I said to Durance, because quite frankly, I don't.
Yeah, so during the Durance conversation menu, there's a point where you get to an option of, I'm not certain, it's just a feeling I have.
Yeah.
If you're down to not being able to pick anything except that, then you have not gotten to the end of his quest.
You can't get to the end of his quest, you mean?
You have not gotten to the end of his quest.
Well, then where the hell do I get the
believe you
last
have to. I believe it's just by interrogating Durance more.
But I can't. I
You
needed
can
to
open up his dialogue menu at any time.
How? Also, shit.
Well, right now you're about to die, so... Oh, Jesus, that's a Shadow Dragon.
It's probably fine. Hey, Alof, do me a favor here, bud.
But, real quick, see right next to that AI icon on his menu? Like, next to his spellbook?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay.
the lock button.
I see.
Just so you know.
I know now.
Oh god, Ed. You need to heal
Thank
the
you.
boy.
Oh, he's fine. Just needs a big breath. See, he's
That's
good.
what I mean.
He's good. Everybody attack the
You
Shadow
charmed
Dragon.
the dragon.
I did? Cool!
Now it's your friend. You should get Alof away from it. Just Alof, not the whole party. You gotta click Alof, though.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I guess I charmed two things. Jeez. Alright, now everybody attack the Shade.
Bullseye!
It's no use. I need some.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Ta-da! Alright, I guess let's try and get this final thing. Add question of...
and curiosity plague you.
Blah,
Just
blah.
unfollow shit.
So you don't know either. How do you plan to test me? That's how I carry that staff. Let me ask you something
The cost of troubling me
else.
seems to worry you. She's a goddess.
Other aspects.
I suspect the answer. Some.
Do you have any allies? Gallowayne, what do you mean? Something else about Magrin, who are our enemies.
If doubts and curiosity plague, where
Right.
I hate, I study.
If anybody wants to read these, just pause the video. We're just skipping through these real quick. Fucking...
Or you could buy
If
Pillars of
doubts
Eternity
and
yourself on
curiosity
Steam.
plague you,
Yeah.
carved memory. It's like all memories. I suspect the answer. What? If doubts and curiosity.
Durance's an odd name. Seriously, dude? Stop telling me to stop asking you
If doubts
questions.
and curiosity.
Doesn't like me, actually.
If doubts and curiosity.
Yeah, at least until the next time we need rest. Hey, guess what? It's time to rest. Nothing happened. Cool. Alright, we might have missed up that quest line. It's probably fine.
No, just talk to him again.
What? If doubts and
Questions. I
curiosity.
think it's you constructed the God Hammer. Or ask about Ashfall, see if they'll actually say anything. There we go.
Was Cathedral like? The staff seems like your holy
This?
symbol.
In a way, this is more of what's left behind when flame strikes. If Ashfall is a cathedral propped up and fenced with such sticks, then this stick, well, this is what props me up as I walk the cathedral of my road, to other Ashfalls waiting to be made, perhaps. The wood is taken from the War of Black Trees. Sturdy. It served me well on my travels. Been a boon companion.
Etchings. Okay, so he
What?
cut that off.
I think that's enough. So, questions? No, just go into his dialogue.
Yeah.
If doubts and
Questions.
curiosity
Godhammer.
plague you, you're
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
camp again. But
So he's just in talking for now.
yeah. So what we can do?
I guess, yeah, you can probably just transition areas. Maybe that'll do it.
Not necessarily just transition areas. There's a camping supplies up above, or
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
it's here. I don't remember. Doing things at the last minute is the best. Drink, save, and rest.
You don't want what I have, Watcher. Some flames spread easier than others.
Weird. So you constructed the Godhammer?
There were 12 of us. We fashioned the weapon, drafted plans for it, prayed for guidance at Ashfall, and it came to me there. Each of us were given a staff made from the forest of black trees around us, glowing with embers and fire far greater than this branch you see now. It felt as if the staff was Margaren's own
Shadows.
finger, guiding my hand, guiding the other 11, the shadows of the 12 who would come to stand on the bridge to stop Aethys.
Shadows of the 12?
Even in that stand, there was a ritual to it. For the 12 that stood on the bridge, there were a dozen shadows cast, a dozen faithful of Margren, her fiercest supporters and shapers of the Godhammer.
Durance rests the staff in front of him, and the flame atop it curls for a moment, the light flaring slightly. It spills into a ring of flames, one atop another, until a dozen is met, and you should have been reading that.
As
So
12 held Aethys fast, we 12 unleashed our prayers and let the Godhammer fall.
then it blossoms.
Then it blossoms, but yeah,
Go for it.
make up your mind, motherfucker.
Go for
And
it.
then it blossoms brightly once and resumes its candle intensity. In the aftermath, the shadows seem sharper in the vicinity, as if they have edges, and you blink to clear your vision. Durance is still staring at the tiny candle-like flame intently.
Shadows cast by the fire of the Godhammer, perhaps.
Shared.
We shared their fate as well in time. Now the spine of the Deerwood is marked by the Godhammer, marked by Margren.
What do you mean shared their fates? Is that what I'm supposed to ask him?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yep.
all deaths come with stilled breath and stilled heart, or other stilled passions beneath the waste. Some deaths come from silence. The connection we once shared with Margren, after the light of the Godhammer, it was not the same. It was as if we'd lost our senses, and sense of purpose as well. Instead of victory being welcomed, there was silence, within and without.
Why is that?
Do you hear a
Number
voice?
No.
Weird. I feel like I'm hearing a voice in like the left ear under the music. That's weird. Very weird.
Yeah, we've
Why
done
is
all this. Just click Y.
I do not believe Margaret is pleased by what we had done. Why is
The
that?
world is broken, the wheel stilled. There is sickness in the world's heart. Perhaps the price of crossing a god. Crossing two gods. Even as Margren shaped our hands, perhaps we carried her will farther than was allowed. Just as Widewind did. Saint Widewind. Mortal arrogance to match mortal arrogance. Yet if the world had changed, then I sought to change with it. If I had forgotten some of Margren's teachings, I would find them again. I would make her see me again.
What did you do?
I remembered Margren's teachings. How reminders on the flesh were more important than the death of a vessel. And I wondered if killing Aethys, if that had simply set him free. Had it allowed him to escape his punishment and be taken on the wheel? Like a mortal? As I stepped from the now blessed Godhammer Bridge, I thought of Ashfall. I thought of the War of Black Trees. Wondered if I needed to be burned to find myself again. That is Margaret at her heart. At least that is my hope. These are the doubts that befall me.
What happened when you returned to Ashfall?
The road to Ashfall is long. Gives one time to think. And if you think long enough, you do not go home. I left without telling anyone, with only the robes I wore at Halgot, my staff, and my name, which is long buried. Of my fellow 11 craftsmen, disciples, I know not what happened to them, if they suffered the same doubt as I did. But it was underserved. It was wrong. We had done all that Or had asked. Grab victory from defeat and...
Tell me what happened on the bridge.
We read all this. Just skip through.
Okay. That was actually a new conversation option. So. And we intended
Gave yourselves to it?
Yeah. 12 on the bridge, 12 in the shadow, and gave ourselves to it.
We put much of ourselves into the Godhammer. Such a
Here we
device
go.
is not simply a machine. There are elements of the spirit in it. Even Widewind's spirit.
Elements of the spirit?
Each of the 12 who brought the Godhammer forth would have done anything to save the Deerwood, save its people. It is why we were chosen. Each of us hated this pretender. That rage, that spirit, that rebellion went into our work, and went into studying him as well.
Widewind? Why?
We all studied Widewind. He was our enemy, and he had provided the flesh the god wore as a cloak. That flesh made him vulnerable. I knew what fields his hands had tilled, his family, what he had harvested, where he had been born. We sought to know him, what had led him to fight us.
Why was that important?
You don't kill the god. You kill the man it inhabits. And you leave that man a ruin. Burn him to ash. The weapon was meant to not only burn his flesh, but it would burn his soul. And it did. At the cost of
Number
our
2.
own. And at the cost of our goddess's favor. That whore be damned.
Is that why your image was blurred in the dream?
Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the Godhammer's light, Watcher. I may feel half a man at times, but even that is twice that of most others.
That's a fucking great line.
If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger, made me re-examine the teachings of Margaret, put them in a new light.
It looked as if there was only part of you, as if your spirit had been sheared in half.
I do not need you to cast any more questions on me, Watcher. Nor did I ask you to look upon me without my leave. Get gone, and leave me be.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Sure.
So now we're just waiting for him to say something about what we just found out then. How was it?
I think you actually need to talk to him again,
Oh, for God's sakes.
if he will.
If doubts and curiosity plague you,
Oh, here we go.
you're skinning your knuckles on
Yeah,
the
there you
wrong door.
I believe Magrin tried to kill you.
Kill me. She is a goddess. I still drink from her burning breasts, Watcher. If she wished me dead, she could trace me to my source.
So as long as you don't have to pick number 1, you're good.
In the dream of the Godhammer, your spirit looked blurred, indistinct in the light, as if it had been sheared from you.
Durrance stares at you, his expression frozen, but he's silent, listening.
If you had been damaged as I saw in the Godhammer vision, then she may be unable to see you as you once were.
Durrance turns from you for a moment, his face twists in thought, conflicting emotions running across his features. Finally, he turns to you, his face steady.
There's no proof, Watcher. I was a fool to think you could help me see any farther than I could.
If you don't trust me, then trust your staff. Admit that the other Godhammer builders are dead.
Durrance turns to the staff, and for a moment you see his eyes burning, taking in the edges of the wood, the symbols inlaid there, the 11 faded circles.
They died in the blast, yes. The other 11. I was the only one to walk away. I thought we had wronged our goddess. That this was my trial, and if I could prove myself worthy of her! I should have known better. There is only one God of redemption, and I saw him ended.
As he studies the staff, you feel a wave of heat, a terrible energy rolling forth from it in waves, so much so that it feels as if the Godhammer itself is alive in his hands. And past it, you hear a cry, like a child being born, and your eyes feel the flash of white, then 100 imagined shades of purple and white, streaming and circling into the howling of a storm, and beneath it the grinding of ancient machines of stone, rock, and metal, grinding and turning until all around you feels as if it's burning, sinking into the shadows of the earth, beneath the ground, the only place where a spirit might find refuge. When your vision clears, you see Durrance, his hands clutching the staff, and his eyes are bright, burning red. Atop the staff, the flame burns cleanly, brightly. As his gaze burns, he rips his gaze away and howls, a bellowing, horrid howl, like a wounded animal, and sweat pours down his brow.
You imagine going into a recording booth and just saying, "We need you to scream," for like 15 seconds.
That's a good scream, though.
It was a great scream. I don't know what this is going to lead to. Durrance, we can make this right.
To think I served her. I followed her. Now I shall serve no one. Woodika's lies must be answered. And now it seems I must take fire in war from a goddess's false claim as well. I still take from her strength as I did, for as long as it lasts. For I shall not cast her aside yet, until I have drained her dry and had my fill, just as she intended for me. For I have learned one of the lessons of the faithful. The faithful may wound a goddess greater than any enemy. A purification is coming, and this fire shall consume them both.
Let's continue on. Alright.
There you go. You did it!
And then, just in case, reload the area, see if he wants to talk some more. Probably not, but yeah.
I don't think so. I think Durrance has lost his remaining marbles.
I mean, the one marble that he had was like half split and jagged and sharp and pretty fucking evil. So, he's doing fine. He's great.
He's just vibing.
But hey, we finished everybody's side quest. That matters.
Except for the 2 companions that we didn't use at all, but that's fine. Fuck those guys.
I mean, what's his name's quest?
The druid guy,
Yeah.
he was gonna bring you to this town and have you help him resolve his own crisis of faith.
Oh, cool. Wait, why is this...
If you haven't noticed, crises of faith is kind of the theme of this game.
Well, considering the fact that the gods aren't real...
Yeah, I mean, it's a legitimate crisis to have at this particular juncture. I like how you're getting minor bracers of deflection in the final dungeon. Like, you'd think they could spring for some major items here.
Yeah, that goes to the end, doesn't it?
Nope. Well, maybe.
Hold on, let me do this again. Ed, don't fucking blink.
A
Oh my god, it's even bigger this time. Ed, do me a favor, bud. Knock him over.
It's no use.
Nope, can't do it. Okay, cool. How about you swear your enmity towards this thing, and then I will shoot it.
I need something stronger.
Oh god, Sagani.
She's
Your
fine.
face bit off by a dragon.
She's fine. She's doing great. She's had better times. Seriously, Ed. Can you fucking disengage and knock this guy over, please?
Hey,
Don't get no, he's stuck.
I need something.
There you go.
Try again. Bye, Sagani. Clear out. There we go. That took way too long. Aloth, do me a favor and Grimoire Slam? Arcane Assault, that's the one.
thing isn't doing the job.
Hell, do it again. Oh my god,
Oh god,
Palutena.
Palutena.
Fucking hell. Also, Ed. Someone felled the feisty woman. Nice. The feisty bitch! Even better. Alright. Kill him.
Durance is a nice man. He definitely doesn't have
This
problematic
thing isn't
views of
doing the
women.
job.
Oh, this is the end. Okay. Maybe? How big is this place?
I'll let you know when you're ready to hit the final boss, at least.
Alright. Well, we got some injuries now, but that's probably fine. Oh,
Also, Aloth is at the front of your party for some reason. You should probably fix that.
because I didn't have everybody selected. That's all.
Yeah, there you go.
What? Why can I not go down here?
You gotta keep clicking forward.
Cool, an exceptional robe. And an exceptional club. It's always the ancient weaponry that's superior to the modern weaponry, isn't it?
Welcome to arbitrary fantasy tropes, because you're gonna find ancient weapons in dungeons, so they need to be better than shit people make now.
I kind of wish...
That's one of the reasons I decided to set my game in the Bronze Age, but there was a previous Iron Age that got apocalypsed out.
There you go.
That way it made sense.
This thing isn't doing the job.
You know, okay. Just off the top of my head, here's a way to get around the whole ancient weapons are better than modern weapons thing. You go into dungeons, you find ancient weapons, and they suck. But they have material that is rare. So you break them down to make better weapons using modern techniques.
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a free one,
Or
everybody.
their material is more receptive to enchantment, so they can become stronger.
Or something, yeah.
Or they just baseline have better enchantments, but the material's shittier.
That's a free one out there, fantasy writers. Make it work.
They kind of dabble with that in this game to an extent.
Yeah.
Because, like, Ingwithan stuff is all Bronze Age shit, because their civilization was thousands of years ago.
Actually, that makes me wonder something. Hold on. Oh, still just... Well, actually, it's +5 accuracy, but that might just be because it's a dagger.
Well, that's just daggers, yeah. Yeah, Ingwithan shields and daggers and stuff are basically identical to modern stuff.
Alright. Oh, well. Cool.
Ow! Yay!
What-
Game supplies.
Oh, cool.
Wait.
No.
Yep, okay.
But I should have
Yeah.
changed my survival stuff.
No, I was gonna say you should wait until you're more hurt than you were.
Oh, we had 2 injuries, though, so I just wanted to...
Yeah, I know. And that's why, because you just hurt yourself again.
What? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
My...
Look at your status effects.
Oh, I've got a mild sprained wrist. It's fine. My accuracy is reduced. My deflection is reduced by 15. Darn. What's my actual deflection?
40.
Okay, that's a bit of a problem, but shut up, alright?
I was just trying to help.
Chanters can do more than just chant. They can also sing, and quite frankly, take up space in your party. They are competent, but not
On
good
normal
warriors.
difficulty, yes. Check your map.
Oh, I think we found Sun and Shadow.
Yeah, you're going to want to rest now. Make sure you have your stuff set.
What do we want to set this to? Vessels?
I would say vessel or more healing, frankly, or damage reduction even. Yeah, damage reduction or heal multiplier. One of the two.
Aloth gets heal multiplier.
Yeah.
Save game.
I would hard save at this point.
Sun in Shadow. That is a giant Audra crystal. Oh my god.
Yeep.
Oop. Like.
Make sure you have any scrolls, etc., or potions that you want set up. Oh, hi, Theos.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
Nope. 2 rings of unshackling? Hold on. We have people that can use rings.
Yeah, you have ring slots that aren't being used up.
Suppress Affliction.
Back to Sagani has 2 ring slots unused. You got another ring earlier as well.
Did I?
Yeah, go into your loot.
Ring of Overseeing?
That'd be great for Durance.
Yeah.
Ding.
No, that was the ring I got. Okay.
Oh, rip.
Oh, wait. Ring of Searing Flames grants combusting wounds 3 per rest. Hey, Sagani, you ever wanted to make somebody's
might as
wounds
well.
explode? Sounds great, right? Hell yeah.
She's like, what is wrong with you?
Nothing. But what's wrong with them is that their wounds are going to be on fire soon.
Ooh, Scroll of Mage or Restore Endurance. Nice. Yeah, you should really equip some potions.
Alright, fine.
This next fight is not easy.
Item type.
Go.
Major recovery. Major endurance. Deleterious alacrity and motion.
The big blue ones next to that is the one you want, yeah.
Iron skin. Until hit or critically hit. Not terrible.
Always useful. Slap that on your tanks.
Spirit shield. Plus 3 damage reduction. 30 concentration. Not that great.
Hey, 3 damage reduction is good.
40 deflection until hit or critically hit. That's not bad. Move speed. Accuracy.
Useless.
Attack speed. Max endurance.
Eh.
It's not bad. We'll keep that if we need it. Mirrored image. Scrolls. We got Restore Moderate Endurance. Burst of Summer Flame. Ray of Fire.
No.
Ancient Legends. Binding Web. Protection. Twins. Paralysis, Confusion, Boiling Spray. That sounds fun. Maelstrom requires 10 lore. I don't know who has that. But hey, if we can give somebody that, that'll be great. Maritsu has 10 lore. Sweet. Boiling Spray.
Give her that big heal scroll too, just in case.
Well, moderate heal scroll, yeah.
Well, whatever.
Burst of Summer Flame, sure. Aloth, buddy, pal, iron skin it up. Get that out of there.
Give him some healing potions. For the love of God.
Whoops. How do I split them?
I don't remember. I think it's probably a control click.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
Ed, you seem to keep getting your ass kicked, but you're fine. Durance, have some potions.
Really just make sure Pelagina and Ed have a bunch of healing potions.
I'm gonna keep these on her, because the deflection increase is not bad. Get that shit out of here.
I'd probably go ahead and switch to Pelagina's Greatsword.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shing.
And Ed switched to his other weapon because you're done fighting spirits.
Yeah, Blade of the Endless Paths. It's still good against spirits, but, whatevs. Major regen. We have 8.
Give Aloth the 3 of those, and then probably Maritsu the 5. Keep your worm.
There we go.
Yeah, alright. I'm worried about putting all of your healing scrolls onto the priest who already has healing spells. Maybe slap that as on Sagani or something.
I don't think she has enough
She probably
lore.
doesn't have any lore, yeah. No,
No, she has enough for that.
no, she doesn't. You can put it in your inventory, but it won't let you cast.
Her lore is 0. 14, 6, 12, 1, 9. Okay.
So,
Aloth,
I
buddy,
think Maritsu has
pal.
a scroll she can't actually use.
Do me a
Yeah, he's actually a great recipient for lore scrolls. Also, yeah, you'll want all of your cameo figures.
Is this? Not terrible, but whatever. No. I want you to get these.
Yeah.
Alright.
She doesn't have enough lore to cast Maelstrom, so...
That's right. Aloth, buddy, pal.
Yeah.
Trade you scrolls.
There you go. Alright, now you're basically done.
Gotta have space for loot.
It's true.
Quick save.
I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this. If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
Nice. A belt? Wait.
2
Hell
might
yeah.
and 2 resolve.
Hell
Think,
yeah.
Maritsu, yeah.
Wait.
Already has resolve thing and might things. Those are helmet that gives might.
Nope.
No, that's
Perception.
perception. Okay, well, I mean, might's good. Yeah, just leave it on her. That's fine.
It only increases her damage by 1.
Yeah.
Alright.
I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, she would, you lying fuck.
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was.
Time to go insane in the membrane.
Alzheimer's. They have held off many would-be invaders.
Yay, guilt from past lives.
You are ready to give a confession?
I am ready to hear one from you.
I realize we could have run through here on fast mode, but it just seems so inappropriate, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You come to a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with Adra and trimmed with copper. At the far end, a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they are all questions. At the base of the pillar stands Theos, a look of concern on his face as he notes your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all others spinning madly in your mind, but you don't dare ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of the veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
Your mind races, weighing different angles of approach, your emotions barely in check.
What is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Utica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
That machine behind you, what does it do?
It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
All these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Utica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
Was Iovara telling the truth?
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build.
Interesting how you did not answer the question. Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
You are shaking now, having lost all patience for tact. No more evasions. You have to know. Everything you believed, everything you have done for the gods.
Did you lie to me when you said the gods could end suffering?
Theos says nothing.
Are there no gods?
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
With Theos' every word, you find yourself losing control of a boiling cauldron of rage and doubt and fear and hopelessness until you can take it no more.
Are there no gods?
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
Savin.
His eyes linger on you, and there's no mistaking the threat behind it, and your rage shrinks at the image of an iron wheel in your mind, monolithic and caked with the dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again.
And that's the
you
question.
Pussied out.
That's the question that's driven us this far.
Hi, Theos. I lost his hat.
How did you find it?
I didn't. It was Lady Webb.
Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason.
She loved you.
Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect.
But blind obedience is a lot to ask of someone with a mind of their own.
What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own? You worshipped Aethys, did you not?
Your spies are good. What gave me away? The cape?
Yet when your god needed you the most, you chose your country.
We were being invaded. Not by anyone who was acting like a god.
Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero's welcome when you returned.
Dick.
They made cake. Hard to blame people for losing faith when it's the gods who are misbehaving.
The gods argue over how best to prevent Kith society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortal instinct not so diseased.
Garrett stares at Theos with a beast snarl. Theos watches him calmly.
You built a weapon that delivered exactly as promised.
I served my goddess as you did yours.
Yet the other builders were slain, 11 of a dozen. Why not you? Were you somehow different? Redeemable in your god's sight?
Whatever desire I had to be redeemed in her eyes was weakness, purged by the Watcher's sight.
Or was it merely that your goddess wanted you dead as well, and your delusions of importance prevented you from seeing the obvious?
A whore's beguiling charms, nothing more. But the spell's broke now, Theos. The trial's over. I know friend from foe, and I've come here now to see a foe repaid.
I wonder how that would have gone if we didn't convince him. Interesting.
A little differently.
Yeah.
It's not like he betrays you.
A god because another
Well, that would be
god
cool.
wished it. Without her hand to guide you, you could not strike at a god any more than you could strike the sky. You are impotent, and not just from the pox. I understand your Duke's bells gave you a mission.
Their orders do not absolve me of my greater responsibility to the safety and well-being of the Republics.
You might want to skip over this one, Theos. Don't want to pick a fight you can't win.
Yet you disobeyed. Something you already have a reputation for. They will know, of course. If it had been for a worthy cause, they might have forgiven you. But I don't see them pursuing animancy after seeing what it's done here. They trusted you, and you disappointed, as you always have. And you will again be disowned.
The parents scold, but the children are safe. Whether animancy research continues in the Republics or not, they will survive. For now, that's enough. In any case, I wouldn't be so smug about my fate, Theos. I imagine Woodica responds to disappointment much more severely than even my dukes.
God, I love Pallegina.
She's great.
State your name and purpose, young acolyte.
My name belonged to the gods and my hand to their service. No more.
You serve none but yourself. Without contact with your order, you can have no higher purpose. Only the base concerns of the flesh. You have cast yourself from our ranks.
And I should have done it years before. I'd rather live in uncertainty than servitude.
And that uncertainty would lead you where it leads everyone. To doubt, to emptiness, to the many cruelties inspired by disbelief. You will have to forgive your Grandmaster for remaining skeptical of his initiate's choices. You are far from home, dwarf.
I knew my hunt would send me a long way from Masuk. It was a challenge I was glad to undertake for my village.
A journey, then? It must be of some import to take you so far and to last so long.
It's important to Masuk, and so it's important to me.
You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next lives.
It's funny that he's like trying to bring everybody down. They all rebuked him and he ignored it. Because it doesn't fit with his frickin' narrative.
Yep.
What a jerk.
I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer you, but our business was concluded long ago.
I lived my life by the lies you told. You owe me the truth.
I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it.
You convinced me once that spreading your false faith would end atrocities. Yet here you are, committing your own.
The spread of our faith ended many such atrocities. I do what I must to ensure it continues to do so. The heart of this country has skipped a beat, nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Telosus into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio. whose people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls.
This is supposed to diminish the damage you've done here?
It is to show the proper perspective. There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our god's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark.
Telling them there were no gods would have achieved the same purpose.
And replaced it with one far worse. Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel, turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust.
Better that than live a
Brutal.
lie.
Telling yourself each day that what you do matters, that it isn't all for nothing, that the world is just. The apostate's world is built on believing lies. All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way.
You're blind to think that yours is the only way. You're controlled by your own doubts.
We are all controlled by our own doubts. Better that we should be relieved of them. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. Hear me, Woodica. Your servant calls for aid.
Oh, there we go. Ow!
Elon looks so fucking stupid with his prog helm on.
Okay, well,
It's time to run Aloth and Sagani way the fuck away from where they are. Have your tanks get to work. Tanking the big boys.
Ed, stab. Palagina, stab. Durance, over here. Maritsu, over here. Wait, is Durance armed with the wand? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
Everyone has ranged weapons except for your two fighters.
Durance, move. Okay, this is probably fine. Burn him. Are you immune to being knocked down? Yep. Nope, it's plus 40 resistance to prone. Cool. Try it anyway. What else can you do? You're fucking Adair. You don't have any special abilities.
He just stabs good. That's his special ability.
Oh, he's dazed. Nice.
Good job, Devon. You got him.
Sagani, you're far enough away. I want you to fucking...
Poison.
Oh, good point. Venomated strike.
It's time to use all of your special abilities.
Alright, you're good enough. I want you to... Hmm. %. Good lord. Yeah, do that. And then I am going to shoot a bitch. And Palagina is on the ground. Cool.
And when she gets up, she can probably use her challenge ability.
Right. Scroll of Maelstrom.
Roll defense, not a bad idea on your fighters. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Okay. She's still on the ground.
Her challenge.
What's her challenge ability?
The second one.
The Flames of Devotion?
The one after that.
Sworn Enemy. Yeah, she was going to use it, and then she got her ass on the ground, so, you know, as you do. Alright, I need you to stop. Turn this off, okay? Because I don't want to waste my power points. Actually, I need you to...
Oh no.
What?
Itumak.
He's immediately dead. Okay, that's a problem.
Because that was the guy who was tanking your, the boss.
I know.
Does Scotty have the auto-res ability for her minion?
Nope.
Awesome. I mean, Palutena could stand him up again when she wakes up. Such a tremendous waste as that would be. Oh god, Maritsu, no.
What happened? Oh.
She walked into the boss.
That's bad. Oh
god.
Did we killed him? Oh, okay, no, he just moved over into Wodika's Judge. Cool. Oh, I'm dead. I don't know what happened.
Time for Palutena to stand somebody up, or Durance, one of the two.
Which one's the...
Durance actually is probably a better idea. Be I believe a 6th level spell or 5th.
Minor Intercession.
Yeah, there you go.
The fall. Wow, it's an AoE? Hot damn.
See if you can get Itumak in there. Where his corpse went.
That's a good point. Nope. His corpse is over there.
Yep.
Alright, you need to take a breath, sir. Why can you not take a breath, sir? There it is. I don't know what happened. Like, everybody just took a lot of damage all of a sudden.
The spell detonated.
Probably. Okay.
Alright, time for Maritsu to heal. Then have Aloth start dropping AoEs on the judges while they're down. Chain Lightning is a good call.
Durance.
Big heal.
Big heal? Okay.
Yeah. Ideally, he might need to move to get into the heal himself, but you want that on him and Maritsu. Oh, no, Maritsu just died anyway.
What?
Lol.
What the hell hit her?
Let's see. Good question.
Theos knocked out Maritsu.
Owned.
Straight up somehow. I don't understand. Cool. Music is going crazy. Nice. That's not weird at all.
Ed needs healed. He can probably quaff a potion.
He's got second wind, too.
Yeah, but he could probably quaff a potion.
88 endurance?
Yeah.
Versus... Yeah, that one's a timed one. Okay, just drink that. Chug!
Palutena should probably do the same thing. She doesn't have a healing potion, though.
Nice.
So she should probably second wind.
I don't know what that action is. He's doing combusting wounds.
Combusting wounds.
Okay.
I mean, could be worse. Get Maritsu away from there. Yeah, there you go.
Ed is still quite badly wounded, so he needs to... Oh. They both just got knocked down. Okay.
Yep, Durin's heal.
I think the music is fucked up.
Perfect.
Can't get a good
No.
shot with this.
It's just gnarly.
That was not a very great heal.
I mean, it do what it do.
Hey.
Nope, that didn't help.
Oh, that just missed.
Oh my god, Ed, heal. Jeez, these things are freaking beefy.
Yeah, but you've almost got him down. Have Eloth just keep dropping AoE on them. No, that's the opposite of what you want to do. Yep, you still don't want to do that. That's a bad idea. There you go.
Right
How
there.
may I help?
Should probably move Eloth and Eder away from the boss, by the way.
I'm working on it.
He's going to stand up pretty soon.
Okay.
Durin's could put a iconic projection across both enemies, Pallegina and Ed.
Hell yeah.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, red means that it's going to affect them, but that's good for iconic projection.
Yeah. And I'll just keep spamming AoE.
It's not a good spell.
Yeah, I mean, fireballs, always good.
Pallegina's like, bring
Hey.
it on, motherfucker!
Alright, see what abilities Pallegina has up right now. Nothing particularly useful. Oh, she has the Healing Hands one. Throw that on Durin's.
Durance is way over there, though.
Oh, bring him closer.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Durance really needs this right now, Pallegina.
In fact, he should probably second wind, too, if he hasn't already.
I think he was in the middle of doing that before I moved him, so...
And Ed can focus on single target damage on the other Executioner now.
Oops. I had it and then I fucked it up. That's not a good spell to cast.
No, that is a good spell.
Corrosive
Corrosive
Siphon.
Savin. There you go.
This is resist.
Silent Scream.
Well, so the problem is Silent Scream is resisted by mental, and his mental is 117.
No, just ignore Theos. Just focus on the big boy. Theos himself, not terribly dangerous.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he's a very high-level priest with 2 minions he can buff and heal. Durin's went down. Shit.
That's okay.
Pallegina can stand him up, though.
Ed can stand him.
Broken Ed.
So the reason I want to do it with Ed is because Ed's revive heals him fully.
That's true.
So. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
King
God.
hell. I don't have enough heals for this. Aloth, what are you doing, dude? I need a second wind. Sakani is surprisingly fine. Except for the fact that, Itumak died immediately.
Yeah, I mean,
No, that's not fair.
Durin should probably GTFO once he drops that heal spell.
I just interrupted it.
No, he should drop the heal spell on himself while he's there, because that'll get Pallegina too, and she's fucked up. Alright, now run away. Oh, Pallegina went down. Thud.
I don't know.
Alright, well,
Hey, Ed,
Ed's got more revives.
I knew this would come in handy eventually.
Yeah, pretty much.
She stands up and takes 77 damage. That's insane.
Yeah,
Oh,
those are doing a lot of damage.
Okay, this thing has a lot of defense. Because he just got a bunch of buffs. So,
Yeah.
Durance, burn his buffs off. Please and thank you.
And Al needs to do something.
Yeah.
No, but Rivergrads might be... Or Archers, yeah.
Yeah.
If it hits. It didn't. the endurance thing to burn off the buffs. I could probably chug another potion. Yeah. Yeah, this point's just a damage race. Not a bad idea. Oh, Theos missed you. Oh yeah, Pallegina still has her healing chain ability up. You should pop that immediately.
God, these freaking Shields of the Faithful is just a ridiculous fucking ability. Ooh, I know what to do. Never mind. God, the fucking AoEs, dude. The fucking AoEs.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, I know Pallegina's down. Has endurance. It's fine. It's not actually fine.
That's not helpful.
Well, Theos is out of spells now, so that's nice.
That's
He's
hilarious.
going into attack with a dagger. Alright, you should be alright now. Well, Pallegina's actually running out of health.
Yep. But she can't.
God, she's taking so much damage.
I know. Because he's an asshole. And is driving me nuts.
See if Sagani can poison Theos again. Sagani, not Ed,
I know.
yes.
What did I want her to do?
Poison Theos. Which
Thank
she's got a pretty
fucking
decent
God.
chance of. Alright, time for the gangbang.
And then Durance can occasionally stun him.
Durance should probably move away from that explosion. Okay, I missed him. That's fine.
We're all good.
Yeah, just everyone focus down Theos.
Hey, Durance, you got any more of that sweet, sweet healing juice? Thanks, bud. Oh, Sagani is having some problems right now. That's probably
It's fine.
Come on, Pallegina, heck.
Oh God, she's dead. She's like...
Yeah, just ignore her.
Oh, he is not
Durance
out of
just took the puck
spells.
back.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think he gets some back when those judges die.
He's almost dead, though.
Yeah?
Hey,
Yep.
guess what? We're gonna end the way we began. Silently screaming.
You need to switch Maritsu to her melee weapon real quick. Yeah. And have Ed... Oh god, Ed's down.
Yep.
Revive your tanks, please, Durance.
Durance says...
Actually, don't revive Pallegina. She will turbo die.
Revive with what? He's out of revives.
Uh-oh. Well, that's not great, is it? Alright, good luck.
Did he just fucking heal himself for 250 goddamn damage?
How much have you healed yourself for?
But I'm actively beating the shit out of him. He shouldn't be allowed to do
Beat
that.
the shit out of you.
Ow.
Mm-hmm. 0%.
Was that seriously 0? I wasn't paying attention. Clearly. Aloth is...
Charmed.
Great.
That's how it's gonna go?
What do I even have left?
God, he got knocked on her ass.
Let's see.
We haven't used your summon yet. You also have a bunch of healing potions, but that won't help because you're out of health. What's Sagani got left in the tank?
A lot, actually. She hasn't really been attacked, but none of this is helpful.
Well, have her use her active abilities to hurt the man more.
That's true. Mark Prey isn't going to help because her thing is down.
That's not how that works.
Is that not?
Look, learn how to use your abilities.
Oh.
I'm here.
Alright, now have her use her other active ability to hit him more. Oh, no, she got charmed.
Great.
Wall.
Nope, confused.
Alright.
Confused. Wait.
Durance has his melee weapon out for some reason, but that's alright. You should probably have him drink a potion or something.
Well, down I go again. Oh, I'm straight dead. I have no endurance left. Cool.
Yep.
It's
You're
down.
not getting back up.
It's down to the casters.
Caster fight. I mean, Theos is almost dead again.
Yep. Again.
Yeah, again. Just focus on damage spells. Just get your fucking magic missiles out. Let's go.
Will he move in place
Nope.
for that? No, he won't. Where is... There it is. 26%.
13%.
13%. Cool. Not helpful.
Try, let's see. Yeah, Shiny Beacon.
5%.
Nice. Even worse. Level 2 spells, maybe? The, second one there.
33%.
Oh, that works too.
Cool.
Hey, it's the best we've got so far. Oh, he moved. Just have a use magic missiles.
Never mind. Durance is dead.
Oh, okay.
Durance is super dead.
You really gotta just have Aeloth use his magic missiles now, Dave.
I'm working on it.
You're literally not in any way, shape, or form, despite me saying it over and over again.
What the hell just hit him? Like, that's what I don't understand. That attack came out of nowhere. Whatever, we got him.
Durance is up.
Yeah, we got him.
Oh, you got him.
The rest of the way. Hmm?
At your feet rests the body of Theos, hollow, the dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smooth across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenseless, its energy expended in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
That's the servant down, and the mistress still to go. A good start, worthy of being built upon.
After journeying for lifetimes, I can't imagine his failure, knowing it was all for nothing.
In his own way, Theos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Aeora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on his errors before it enters the wheel.
Some point, you have to look at the things your god is telling you to do, and ask yourself if it's worth it. He spent his lives, more than any of us will ever know. For what? Binding the world to a lie. Could a man like that ever be redeemed?
Let's explore his soul.
With a deep breath, you plunge into Theos' soul, and where in Brackenberry it had been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends, now it is expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Engwith as you pass through them. You travel for what seems like ages, rushing into a known destination, a memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You come out in the room you are standing in now, but it is new and pristine and filled with people. Thousands of them, all turned towards the great Audra pillar and the machine that encases it. Theos stands at the machine, and you are the one with him now. You look out at the crowd, at the faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, at mothers bouncing infants to quiet them and fathers clasping their children's restless hands and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back towards the machine, your breaths constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc at the base of the great crystal column and speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved draconic mouths aglow, and sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one, the tendrils disappear, leaving them ashen effigies where most people once stood, many of them disintegrating into gray heaps under the stress of the tremors.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. You look above to the Adra pillar, and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs has passed, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed in through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking on Theos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness to Theos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it, and you are able to do with it as you please.
Your memory makes you a slave to your own past. Perhaps it can't be undone, but it can be forgotten. It shall trouble neither of us any longer.
No! You cannot allow this. He will have no reminders. He will not remember the message we wrote on his fragmented bones and carved into his flesh. The lesson we burned into his soul.
You were kinder to that man than I would have been.
A questionable act. Without his memories, there will be nothing of Theos left to appreciate your mercy.
You return to the landscape of Theos' memory, to the vast terrain of deceptions and crippling despair, and you can feel your agency in this world now, an ability to reshape to the whims of your dominant will. You focus on a vision of pure emptiness, and your will becomes a swirling vortex around you, sweeping through the landscape and bearing away moments and lifetimes like some apocalyptic biowac that would tear away the essence of the planet itself. The storm builds until the very crust of the world peels from the fabric of the soul that anchored it, and it's borne off into the sky until it is too distant to observe. The last thing you see is a white void, boundless in all directions, unfettered by the shackles of experience and doubt. In the stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind, a word you spoke when you were one with Theos in ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine.
What did you choose?
I think I chose that as well.
Because here's the thing. If I sent him back to the cycle and he awakened, who knows what would have happened? He would have known too much. It was a risk.
Yeah?
And we can't have this be repeated. It's too dangerous.
All of your companions would like to speak to you.
Oh, gotcha.
Theos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I got an answer to an old question.
Well, those can be hard to come by. But maybe that's best. Forces you to find your own footing. You'll be feeling better soon then. Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Not yet.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by their gods. There's not much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it. If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd find a way to give them the courage to face it. Not because they think there's some god looking out for them, but because they've just got it in them. And after what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good.
He winks.
The end of the road greets us at last. You fared well, Watcher. Better than any Watcher has right to. Seems you were a field in need of a flame's cleansing. Would that my own trial had produced such an outcome. I had figured myself for the field all this time. But you were the field, and I the darkness. A lesson neither of Durance nor of Margaret. But with that trial's end, a new one begins. A god's trial. And I will stand in judgment without mercy.
Cool, dude. Keep being crazy.
So much for Theos, then.
I like that she's just like, alright, he's dead. Now what?
Now you have
Pretty
a chance
much.
to set things right. Back to the proper order of things. It will take the Deerwood generations to recover. But at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
Astounding. I always knew the Leaden Key stood for something big, but I didn't quite realize what I'd gotten myself into. And now, you're in the middle of something even bigger. With a decision that will affect millions. But even if you send the souls somewhere specific now, who knows what the next turn of the wheel will make of them? We can't really control what happens to them. Nor should we try. I had to see the monster Theos had become to realize that.
Maybe so.
It's your decision, of course. And whatever you decide, I'm glad our paths crossed in Gilded Vale.
Never thought I'd see something like this in my travels. Lends a little perspective, doesn't it? It's a bitter thing to have come so far only to find that it was all for nothing. Somehow, I don't think we're any better off knowing what we do.
Thank you for traveling with me.
I'd probably still be twiddling my thumbs by the side of the road if you hadn't come along. Thanks for bringing us this far.
I'd make a quick save real quick, and then, yeah.
Quick save.
Touch the god machine. With your companions bearing witness, you step up to the place where Theos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction. Though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do.
Speak the command to activate the machine.
There is a shrieking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into the Adra vein. This will be your only chance at redirecting them. So, number one is what you agreed to do for Barath, but you are able to break your choice if you want.
Yeah. We can return the souls to the bodies they were intended for, which would cure Widewind's legacy. We could destroy them because, dick. Or we could take them out of the cycle and use them to strengthen the souls in the Deerwood. But, so, here's my thought process here. Just because I want to justify my choice before I actually make it. Theos specifically set up this 2,000-year-long plot to keep everybody locked into a cycle of faith. And in the end, he decided that the best way to do that was to empower his god by breaking the natural cycles of the world. If the gods are not real, and therefore have been created by people, then the only thing that really actually matters and is a known factor is the reincarnation cycle. And if the whole point of this was to put things back to the way it was, then we gotta send them back to the reincarnation cycle. That's where they're supposed to go. So that's why I'm choosing this one.
You close your eyes and expand your perception onward, taking in the immense totality of the tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on the souls is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. After a brief moment comes when it feels as though you hold all of them at once, and their force is so great it feels as though they will tear you apart. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling the flow in a new direction.
And then we die.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale, pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Theos used to enter Sun in Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Theos had left behind.
Thank God we
And
had
when you
food.
stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the lost souls of the Hollowborn were funneled back into the churn of Bareth's wheel to find their way into new vessels and partake in the life they had been denied during Whitewind's legacy.
I didn't do it for
The
Barath,
Hollowborn
though.
would remain just that. The end of Whitewind's legacy would bring about a spate of new, healthy births, with many of the infants bearing souls once meant for Hollowborn children. The natural cycle of life and death had been restored to Deerwood, and with it came a renewed faith in the providence of the gods.
I didn't mean to do that.
Though you had killed Lord Radric in his throne room, so strong was his drive to rid his land of Eothasians that he returned to life as a death guard, a deathless crusader for his brutal cause. With the remains of his humanity stripped away,
Whoops.
Radric came to see all the people of Gilded Vale as worshippers of Eothas, and one day he led his forces into the village personally to see them all purged from his lands. Gilded Vale was left a hollow shell, its buildings ruined, and its people
Oh, we forgot to do that
slaughtered.
quest. Whoopsie.
Even travelers and would-be squatters knew better than to take refuge inside its borders.
Sorry.
Lord Radric returned to Radric's Hold, where he remained, keeping eternal watch over his barren domain. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But once the dozens had regrouped in the wake of the riots, they quickly put an end to the criminal activity. They patrolled the streets in droves and administered their brand of law on any perceived offenders. This was not the erratic justice of the mob, however. The dozens had taken to heart the strengths of their adversaries, the Knights of the Crucible, and emerged as a far more organized, disciplined force.
Oh, cool.
With the waning strength of the other Defiance Bay powers, the leadership of the dozens took the opportunity to establish its own group as the dominant peacekeeping force in the city.
That's not bad.
The dozens would soon find themselves overwhelmed by the problems of a leaderless metropolis. But they found an uneasy new partner in the surviving forces of the Crucible Knights, who understood the city's infrastructure and were able to keep the worst of its problems under control. The destruction of the machine atop Ter Noaneth spelled the end of the reanimated corpses in Heritage Hill. Though at first few were willing to venture into the abandoned district, it was soon cleaned out and rebuilt. The district's horrors still fresh in people's minds. It would be some time before it was fully repopulated, but eventually the lure of cheap prime land would all but erase the memory.
It's free real
The
estate.
Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped the melee in the palace hearings remembered the testimonies of the strange guest who had shown up that day and absolved animancy, implicating the leaden key instead. The rumor spread quickly, and soon the popular belief was that the assassin had been a leaden key spy. When the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Theos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place.
Yes!
Deerwoodans instead convinced themselves that the riots had somehow purged Defiance Bay of Leaden Key spies, and that the end of Widewind's legacy was their well-deserved reward.
Okay.
The rage against animancers was quickly forgotten, and those who had survived were permitted to return to Brackenberry Sanitarium and rebuild it so they might resume their studies.
Yay!
The town of Deerford had seen the last of the cult of Scan. Dark rumors about the town's many curses quickly faded, and travelers soon returned.
Okay.
The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every Thane and Earl in Deerwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Deerwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Deerwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to experience its fabled hospitality and grandeur.
And get away from the Death
the
Guard.
dragon known as the Master Below, her soul now housed in the body of the huntress Fallen Roed, passed out of Deerwood in relative anonymity, her final destination unknown, even to herself. She was last seen in the port town of Road's End, boarding a ship, an Audra talisman glowing about her neck. Palagina had gone against the Duke Spell's orders by inventing a new trade arrangement with the Anamenfath to accommodate the recovering Deerwooden market. With the Deerwood's people still weakened by Widewind's legacy, the Valian Republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. For her outrageous insubordination and audacity, Palagina was banished from the Republics. She traveled north in the Eastern Reach, avoiding Valian ports and entering the ranks of the kind wayfarers. Despite her bravery and dedication to those in her care, her strange appearance made her feel like an outsider wherever she went. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale.
Good, because they all
Still
died.
most comfortable far from cities, he settled in Deerford, which, like many towns in the Deerwood, was beginning the slow process of rebuilding. Believing now that it was the obligation of Kith to be the leaders their gods had not, Adair was soon named mayor of the town, and under his guidance, Deerford soon began to prosper. He expelled the last of the Scanites from the area and drew new settlers with the offer of land, a trick he had learned from someone he otherwise preferred to forget. With each passing day, Deerford would come to more closely resemble the Gilded Vale of Adair's childhood, the one worthy of its name. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key. With both their aims fulfilled, Kanarua bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to his beloved Rawatai. There, he reported on his findings to the Lore College. Kana spoke of the Engwithan people, describing both their vile experiments and their inspiring accomplishments. He spoke too of the destruction of the tablet by the Leaden Key, and the group's efforts to erase the Engwithan legacy from the world. Both inspiration and cautionary tales, he said, could be found in the world beyond Rawatai's borders. Kana urged his people to continue to pursue knowledge abroad, so that the lessons found there might benefit Tekoa. Kana's inability to prove his theory of Engwithan influence diminished his academic standing, but his passion drew much interest from those less concerned with degrees. Kana swiftly became an influential figure in the move toward a more collaborative approach to expansion on the northern continent. In his personal life, he came to enjoy the reputation of an affable eccentric, willing to share grand and impossible secrets, along with a drink and a song. With Theos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow,
Nobody cares.
healthy
Save
children
it. Nobody
were born
cares.
once again in the Deerwood. the grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood.
You did literally
and a
nothing,
measure
but
of
she got her
grace
good
for
end
her own
anyway.
troubled past.
Yay.
Hey, she got a measure of grace for her own
Durance
troubled
used
past,
Margarine's
whatever that
strength
was.
only until Theos had been cast from the world, and then swore off her influence entirely. Regret came to weigh heavily on his mind, and a man who had never previously lacked for words or opinions came to embrace silence and contemplation. He continued to wander, penniless and destitute, searching now not for the reason for his goddess's silence, but for a mechanism for revenge. The charred robes he continued to wear as a reminder that he had been burned by his goddess, and not just by the flames of the Godhammer.
You keep punching that sky,
In her
dude.
4-month journey back to Nosytalk, Sagani found that the landscapes she traveled had become strangely colorless, the food bland and unsatisfying. She watched the Deerwood, Erglonfith,
No.
the Valian Republics, and the lands beyond slide by with a dull sense of dread. She returned home to great celebration, yet the words of joy and congratulations rang hollow to her. Old beloved songs sounded toneless. The rituals of changing seasons became drudgery, and Sagani experienced her life back in Masuk as if in someone else's skin. So she fought to feel the worth of her actions, or at least to let her village feel them. She led ever longer and more ambitious hunts, mentoring the younger rangers who followed her. On one such expedition, her party was beset by a blizzard, and she pressed on where her companions turned back. She did not return to Masuk. For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead, made no easier by your decision to bring an infant to Sun and Shadow.
Even the narrator's like, what the fuck? Oh, man. Is that it? That's it?
Yep, that is the end.
Huh.
You can speed that way the fuck up.
Oh, gotcha. That's a bit too fast. Okay. That was a fascinating story. You know why? You ever play Planescape Torment?
Played, yes. Progressed far into, no.
So Planescape Torment is...
hated the writing.
Yeah. Well, so Planescape Torment is a game that's all about self-discovery, you know? The driving question of the game is what can change the nature of a man, right? And it's about can you atone for some past mistake that you've made? And this one was absolutely 100%. There was an overarching problem that had to be solved, but that wasn't your driving purpose in doing it. You literally were just like, I've got these voices in my head and I need to get them out. And making something so important into something so personal is very, very good. Very impressive. Oh, here come the gold level backers. Are you in here?
Yeah, somewhere. If it's by first name,
It is by first name.
well, I was up there before, but I'm gone now. Oh, you can go back. 4 J-E...
Were you a gold level backer?
I don't remember, honestly.
Well, we'll find out.
I might be in the next section.
I
don't know. I also might have used my Savin name instead of... I don't fucking know. And I know I'm in here somewhere, but...
Well, we gotta find it now. That's why we exist.
No, God.
You did not use your saving name, okay.
No, okay.
Wait, too fast. We're gonna find it. But yeah, I'm actually really glad that we played through this game because it was really good. Like,
I'm just in the normal normie pile.
Yeah, this is all the A's.
It's been a hot minute.
The writing was really good. The characterization that they explored throughout the game was very impressive. Honestly.
Especially the fucked up cast of companions.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love these guys. It's a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Well, ultimately that was the theme, wasn't it? What drives you? What question do you need answered?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was so wrong when I thought, I was like, this is what the thing is. But, let's see.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there's a lot of Jameses. Oh my god, there's a lot of Jameses.
So many Jameses. Jesus.
As with all of our CRPGs, my god, this took forever. You're not in here, under J.
3.
Okay, so maybe you are under your Savin name.
Or I just didn't fill out the survey.
It's also a possibility.
I know I'm in the credits of Pillars 2, but...
Yeah. And speaking of that, we will eventually be playing Pillars 2, but considering the fact that we started recording this game in January, and it's now December, maybe not for a while. Let's play some different games.
It's just a bit. Just a bit.
That's R.
Alright.
Nope.
Oh well.
Fill out your fucking Kickstarter surveys, people. Jesus.
Eh.
But yeah, I mean, even the last battle was actually kind of interesting. Oh, additional Kickstarter backers. Maybe you're in here. Jesus.
There's Jeremy something. It's a bunch of Jeremys.
Nope.
Nope.
Also, I do like that this is like an example of Kickstarter done right.
Nope.
Nope. Fill out your fucking Kickstarter survey, Savin. Jesus.
It's a bit late now.
Clearly. And for anybody that's terribly curious about whether or not, or curious about whether it's worth playing this game now that you know how it ends, we did maybe 35% of the total quests in the game.
Yeah, plus we didn't even touch the DLC.
Didn't even touch the DLC. That would have added another 15 episodes right off there.
Oh, easily.
But I enjoyed this. I thought it was great. I'm glad that we played it. I'm glad that it's over. And I'm glad that you were here to guide me through it, Savin. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. And when we get to Pillars 2, we'll turn on level scaling, and then you can just kind of boop around at your own pace and not have to worry about stretching it out so much.
Yay!
But I will make you do at least one of the DLCs for that game, because it's cool as fuck.
I mean, yeah. But next time on CharacterSelect, a different game. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you like it, and save it.
Yeah.
We saved the day.
We saved a baby.
And we doomed Gilded Vale.
Well, fuck Gilded Vale. It was full of racists and rednecks anyway.
Also true.